Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com or look for us on Facebook at Voices from the Bench. Greetings and welcome to episode 240 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
And my name is Barbara.
Oh, with a song in your voice. How are you today?
I'm sure that was horrible, but I don't care. I'm good.
Yeah?
What's up?
Well, I'm tone deaf, so it was perfect.
Getting ready to get the hell out of here and go to Louisville.
There you go. We have to let everyone know, inform you that we're actually recording this long before the weekend because Barb and I are at the Whitmix Digital Forum.
Live,
not live.
Live, but really live.
Live, but really live. So hopefully you spent all weekend looking at all the great pictures online showing a successful meeting and, of course, everyone in costume at the Halloween party.
Yay.
Happy Halloween, by the way. This episode actually comes out on Halloween.
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite holiday.
I know it is. What are you doing in the lab? Anything crazy?
Oh, yeah. We decorated pumpkins. We had a pumpkin contest, and then we're having a Halloween contest of, whatever you're going to wear in your costume. We're probably going to eat a bunch of candy,
Did you decorate a pumpkin?
No.
Oh.
Sharon did. Sharon decorated one as Queen Elizabeth, and I think she's going to win. And she put teeth that Night Dental had made on the inside the pumpkin. It's cool.
Oh, nice.
Super great. A lot of really cool pumpkins. Yeah.
That is great. I go to a lot of dental offices these days, and I think every dental office is doing some sort of pumpkin contest. I think it's pretty popular with dentists.
Teeth.
I've seen some pretty good ones.
All right. What's happening?
Because of this week's guests, Voices from the Bench did something that we didn't think we would ever do. We now have I'm almost sad to say, TikTok account.
And why are you sad to say?
It's something that it's one of those things that I've avoided for years and years and years. And I just don't see the need for it.
Okay.
But because of this week's guests, I decided it's time to download the app. I created the account, in which is Voices from the Bench with a bunch of underscores between each word, and I actually posted a video. So as of this recording, which is only 2 days after posting it, ready for this? 15 views and 1 like.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We are sure to be TikTok stars, soon to be bringing in millions of dollars and signing mega deals left and right for product placement.
All right.
We're going to be able to quit jobs here, Barb. We're going to be so famous on TikTok.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. But seriously, between Facebook and Instagram, doing the actual podcast, Barb's and I, real job, family, dogs, and everything in between, I really don't expect much to happen on TikTok. But who can say years ago I said the same thing about Instagram, and now we're on it all the time. So who knows?
All right.
But this week, we talked to an actual real-life dental lab social media influencer. Seriously, this week's guest and her friend get so many likes on Instagram and TikTok for doing what I really just assume is normal lab stuff. It's really crazy how much attention it gets. Like so many people we have on the podcast, I noticed Tiffany Carroll online. She was just showing a live video of polishing a denture. Seemed pretty standard to me. But at the time, she had over 400 people watching this.
Wow.
Live!
Crazy. I know.
I had to find out more about her. Turns out, she's with Aspen Dental. Tiffany agreed to come on as long as her partner in the lab was able to come on also. Of course, Barb and I said the more the merrier, and she's joined by Amanda Shelley, who comes in on the conversation about getting 414,000 follows on TikTok.
That's crazy.
And she's got a video that's got 12.9 million views.
Wow.
And all it is her trimming a model. It's crazy. Tiffany and Amanda come on to talk about their life at Aspen. Now, you know that Aspen just recently opened their 1,000th location in the U.S.
I know.
That's a lot of technicians. Yeah, you guys see a lot of this work.
Yep.
They talk about their lives, going from fast casual dining to dental assisting to lab tech, We discuss the training, the different roles, the different positions, and the growth that Aspen offers, and Aspen's move to go digital on a larger scale. And yes, we also talk about how a dental technician gets all the attention online just by showing videos of pouring up a model. So join us as we chat with Tiffany Carroll and Amanda Shelley from Aspen. You know, Barb, the holidays are just around the corner.
I know, Elvis, don't remind me. We've got gifts, vacation, celebration, food, and God, it gets so expensive.
Heck yeah, it's expensive, extremely in this economy. Have you ever thought about turning in your alloy scrap from the lab?
Well, I'll be. Who has scrap anymore? Everything is mostly zirconia these days, right?
True. But just look on how high the price of precious metals are.
Oh, yeah.
Record highs. Off the charts. Of course, you are using less precious metals these days, but if you turn in half of what you sent in 5 years ago, you will get more now than you got 5 years ago. Half! Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can actually. That's amazing.
Of course, this is all if you use a trusted, reputable refining company.
Well, I can say this, and I know this for sure. The only company I know that has been tested, trusted, and reputable for over 100 years, is Kulzer. They burn, melt, and assay all under one roof in their state-of-the-art refining facility in Wartburg, Tennessee.
You know, they've actually doubled their production capacity to ensure that you get your payout within 2 weeks.
That's quick.
That's plenty of time to have your money before the holidays.
I've got a question, though. How much of the value will we get?
Well, the most of any company. Think about it. Their reimbursement to you is everything. Everything that you turn in, all they take is a 10% refining fee.
Wow.
There are 0 additional fees. Kulzer Refining will also send you a free container to ship it in, a prepaid fully insured UPS label, everything you need to get started. Just head over to mydental360.com/refining or call our good friend, the Director of Precious Metal Refining, Tony Circelli, at 914-906-1843.
Well, I can tell you this. As soon as we're done, I'm going to ask somebody to collect all the vacuum bags, floor sweeps, miscasts, and spills from all over the lab so that we can get the best scrap return in the industry with Kulzer Refining.
Well, just because I know that you listen to the podcast, all you got to do is mention or note Voices from the Bench when you're turning in your scrap, and Kulzer Refining will add an additional 5%.
Wow, that's a lot.
To your value. Isn't that huge?
Yeah.
Just think of the gifts you could buy and send to us at the podcast. It's amazing. And we appreciate your support of the podcast, Kulzer Refining, that is always tested, trusted, and honest. Voices from the Bench. The interview. We are excited to welcome to the podcast 2 ladies that join us from the Aspen Company. We have Tiffany Carroll and Amanda Shelley. How are you today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic.
How are you doing, Amanda?
I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Ready for the weekend.
Oh, for sure. It's been a week, hasn't it?
Sure has.
I got outside a window, sunny day, just sitting inside.
Oh, I know. So you guys are... Sorry, I'm going to stop saying you guys. It's a bad habit of mine.
You're good.
Y'all from the Chicago area, correct?
Yeah, about an hour south of Chicago, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you're in the middle of Illinois then.
Yeah, we don't get the city issues, but we still are. We're still pretty large. There's about 25,000 people in our town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, still pretty big town.
Not the city, but the taxes. So.
Oh,
yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
So, Tiffany, you're the one I know on Instagram where I spend way too much time. But I found you because all you do is you post videos of you just doing a wax rim or polishing a denture, and you get hundreds of people to watch this. And I'm fascinated in why so many people want to watch you do what a lot of us would consider mundane things in the lab, maybe? How did you get into the industry, Tiffany? What brought you into dental lab?
So I'm actually prior service. I was in the military prior to getting into dental. When I
Okay.
came home from Fort Leonard Wood, I went to go back to my previous job when I was working at Texas Roadhouse. And unfortunately, they didn't give me my job back. So I had to, find a job real quick. And I was offered a job as a dental assistant at a public aid office. I stayed there for about a year. And then I had the opportunity to come to Aspen. And then I was a dental assistant for Aspen for a year as well. So 2 years DAing. And then had the opportunity to just learn little bits in the lab, like bite rims, polishing, articulating, just little things that the lab tech didn't want to do. And then the lab tech actually ended up quitting, like without a notice, just walked out.
Oh, okay.
So they gave me 2 weeks of training and said, here's your lab.
Wow.
So here I am, 7 years later.
2 weeks of training and said, here you go.
Yeah, it was stressful. I was not a good lab tech the first year.
So in the military, you didn't do any of the training the military offers for dental technology, because we hear a lot about technicians that learn it while in service.
There's a big Air Force training manual,
yeah.
I was actually a construction engineer. I operated heavy equipment like bulldozers, Hayeks, graders, scrapers.
Oh, that's fun.
Stuff like that. I used to build roads. We went over to Romania and helped them pave a few roads. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. And Texas Roadhouse, want nothing to do with you?
No, so I put them in proper military leave paperwork, and when I came back, I guess like all the managers got fired. Just like I can't. I don't know for what, but everybody management wise that worked there when I was there wasn't there anymore. So when I came back and I had the copies of my paperwork and like showed them, and they told me I could interview for my job, and I was like, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go work somewhere else.
And then you became an assistant at Aspen. Don't you have to go to school to be an assistant?
Not in the state of Illinois.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You can get trained. So
You
they
just walked in.
So I actually applied in July of 2015, and then didn't get hired until July of 2016. So I don't know what they did in that time being, but
What did you do in that time being?
I had shoulder repair surgery, and my husband made pretty good money, so I was able to stay home and go to school full time. I was going to go for hygiene, but after 2 years of applying, I didn't get accepted to the program, and so I just started to go into the lab. They make like the same amount of money, to be honest with you, so it's like a win-win.
I bet you're a lot happier being a lab tech also, because you're basically making people happy all day instead of listening to them be unhappy.
It has its days. I mean, I definitely do miss the patient interaction. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy patient care and stuff like that. But listening to music and watching TV while working is superior.
Yeah.
Definitely listening to music, for sure.
I got a little 35-inch TV right next to my lab.
So what do you usually watch while you're working on the bench?
So we started The Handmaid's Tale. That one's pretty messed up. If you have not watched it, for sure should watch it.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
We're watching Florida Bama now.
Yeah, Florida Bama Shore.
Just bad reality TV. Usually.
Florida, man. I bet that's so
It's
true,
funny.
too.
I mean, I don't have no drama in my life. I got to experience others, you know?
Right.
Isn't that what reality shows are all about?
Yeah, you just get to watch it, not deal with it, you know?
Yep.
So Amanda, what brings you to the Aspen community?
So actually, I worked with Tiffany previously at Applebee's. We were servers together, and she left to go to Aspen, and then I didn't see her for about a year. And then she contacted me randomly, and she was like, would you want to apply to be a dental assistant? And I was like, you know what? I am kind of tired of the service industry. Let me go ahead and see if I could do it. And
Sure.
I applied, I got the job, they trained me, and I ended up loving it. And I always looked after her work, and I just aspired to do that. And I kind of wanted to do the lab program myself, and now I'm here.
So are you assisting or are you in the lab right now?
She's technically she's a trainee, but she's our lab support right now.
So they allowed you to move from assisting and they allowed you to go into the lab pretty quickly, huh?
Yep. So I was an assistant for about 2.5 years, and I just recently, in June, came into the lab program.
Cool.
Is that common with Aspen for assistants to become lab technicians?
Yeah, they tend to pull, so with Aspen, we have different chairs in our schedule, and one of the chairs is called an overflow chair, and it pretty just means denture steps, adjustments, no charge revals, pretty much non-productive, non-filling root canal things. Goes into that, and a lot of it has to do with dentures. And when I was a DA here, I predominantly took all the impressions, I helped all the bites, like I assessed pretty much all of denture related issues. And then when I went into the lab, Amanda was my replacement essentially for that. So Aspen tends to pull DAs from that overflow position because they already have a general knowledge and understanding of lab, impressions, what's the fundamentals, and then we build off that.
That makes sense.
It honestly does help having the operatory knowledge and then, correlating it directly into the laboratory and seeing like what correlations cause causations. It's really helped.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You said that you're in the lab program. Can you explain like what is that?
So it's a lab training. It's a 48-week training program. We have, I believe,
48 week?
48 weeks, yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So you're paid though. You're paid training.
Okay.
It's a decent job. I want to say the starting wage is around $20 an hour for training. And then you train for 48 weeks. There's assessments in between. So like you have to take a bench test. You have to pass proper like excursion, working in balance. You have to pass all of that in order to graduate. And upon graduation, after that 48 weeks, they then place you into your own lab. So like, let's say, well, she's going to stay here, but let's just say theoretically for the sake of the conversation, she was going to go to another lab. After that 48 weeks, once she did that bench test, the district manager would sit with her and then go look at all the Aspens that need lab techs and be like, what are you feeling? Do you want to move? Do you want to try to stay in your region? And so forth. And then they place you and then you run your own lab.
Wow.
So as long as there's an opening, you can go to any Aspen anywhere in the country? That's
so
cool.
I was actually going to go to Abilene, Texas 4 years ago, right before I started social media. They actually ended up not taking me. So then I stayed here.
Why?
They said they didn't need a lab tech at the time, which honestly kind of concerning because lab techs are a rare find. So if you had an opportunity to get one that was fully trained, I feel like I would never pass up on one. Mm-hmm. Especially when they set teeth fully, like efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you are going to stay at this location currently, or is one of you?
So she will be my replacement. I am considered what we call a pod leader. Don't ask me what it stands for because they've never told me. I don't know what the analogy stands for.
A pod? Okay.
Pod leader. So pretty much all of the trainees in my region report to me and I assess them, make sure that they're doing everything properly. All of the forms that we fill out for assessments that they're, meeting that 6 to 8 millimeters width on the bite block or the 22 in the anterior. Pretty much just assessing their work and ensuring that they're on schedule to graduate. That's what the pod leader does. So they delegate, where the trainee needs more training, where they need less training, stuff like that.
So you're more of a manager?
Sort of. I guess I'm management of the training. I'm by no means in charge of anybody. I don't think I'm anybody's boss. I'm sure some people do, but I don't think I'm anybody's boss. I'm just here to help. But after we go digital, which probably will be in about a year-ish, somewhere around there. Once we go digital, my long-term plan is to be a designer and work from home. So then Amanda would be my replacement.
Oh, yes. I've heard about this all Aspens going digital.
It's not happening soon by any means. I mean, it is going to happen eventually, but it's not as quick as I'm assuming they were thinking it was going to happen.
Sure. What do you think the holdup is? The technicians?
The ability to do analog efficiently.
Yeah. Got to have that core knowledge.
You can't really go to digital without having the fundamentals of your analog. In my opinion.
Yeah. What's your day like now? Are you traveling from Aspen to Aspen to Aspen?
Nope. So all the trainees actually travel to see me. I don't.
Oh.
That's the cool thing about it is I am the home office. So if they have any issues or they need to do assessments, for the easy ones like bite blocks or pouring up or articulation, things like that, we do video chats, photos and videos and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the final assessment where they do the bench test and you setting up and then we make sure everything's good on it, that's when they travel. But they come to my home office. So I still have a daily schedule, 8 to 9 hours a day. I have your allotted time per setup, per process, per bite, and then whatever fits in that 8-hour period is what I get done.
So you've got a schedule exactly of what you're going to be doing in the lab every day. Do you ever get surprises or people that break things?
Yeah, we have a same day column, so repairs and relines and denture cleanings and stuff like that. We try for relines, we definitely know in advance. We do occasionally have sometimes we'll have a walk-in, but not very, commonly. It's more for repairs or things like that. But there are some days that I have 15 of them.
Oh, God.
Because I do non-Aspens too. I tend to not turn repairs away if I can do it. I just know how expensive dentures are. And it'd be kind of rude just to be, to say no just because you don't want to do it. Well, then they have to go buy $1,000 new denture, and not many people can afford that.
Well, that's cool. So they give you the option if you say it's a non-Aspen denture, but they go to the doctor and they'll ask you if you want to do it, and you could say yes or no.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like every single Aspen. Me and my doctor have a really good relationship where the girls would come and ask me if I'm comfortable with doing the repair first, and then upon me saying yes, they would go to doctor, and then the doctor would approve if they want to do it or not. And then in the end, then it's obviously the patient's discretion at the point.
What would keep you from doing it? Time? Material?
I haven't really turned many away. There was a few that I'm not gonna lie to you. They were pretty gross. Like black mold, like I wasn't touching it. There's been a few bad ones. The biggest ones I've turned away is I had one that welded it back together.
Welded it?
Yeah.
Nice.
They thought it was like plastic, and they thought it like melt back together, I guess. That was their...
kind of.
Yeah, they really fixed that one. There's a huge piece missing. And then super glue is the predominant thing. Now, if you do a little bit of super glue, obviously that's fine, but they'd be dumping that whole damn bottle on it.
Super glue. Yes. Heard that before.
More Gorilla Glue than acrylic at that point. Yeah.
Yesterday we had one. It was a non-Aspen denture, and it was implant supported, and it broke in half, but they tried to super glue it, so the housing came out with the whole denture. It was like super glued into the denture.
So the housing was still in the mouth?
It was not in the mouth anymore. It was attached to the denture because of the super glue.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you see it all. Jesus.
Yeah, so we turned that one down because it was a non-Aspen, and that was
it's a hiccup you don't want to take on sometimes.
Oh yeah, I would totally agree with you on that one.
A lot of the times implants are like, I'm pretty comfortable with implants, but sometimes it's like, do you want the headache? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
But usually they're pretty nice. I usually don't say no, to be honest with you.
It's nice that you do have that option, though. I mean,
it is very nice. We have a lot of, not our repairs, but a lot of non-Aspens that come in that they went to their general dentist and they said it was going to take 2 to 3 weeks to fix it, and they didn't want to go without their denture for 2 to 3 weeks, which I understand. And like we were their last hope, and then I always feel them. So then I always say yes.
So what do you do when you get a repair? Do you have to like take an impression and make a model and then repair it on the model?
It just depends on what the severity of the repair is. Like a crack, depending if it goes back pretty, ideally, we're to the point where you can see where the fracture was. I would just do like a putty base and pop it on there and then fix it. If it's a tooth repair and it hasn't gone into the intaglio, like you're not missing any acrylic, usually I can just do like a putty matrix and fix it. Now, I've had pieces where like the tuberosity or the buccal vestibule was just completely gone. Then at that point, we need to take an impression and like essentially do a reline to fix it.
Gotcha.
But those things are typically scheduled, which is kind of nice.
Awesome.
What about you, Amanda? What's your day look like? Are you on the bench nonstop?
Honestly, we kind of balance off each other. We do the schedule together. So she'll kind of start the cold pours and start something else, and I'll finish the cold pours and kind of do something else too. We just kind of alternate. So we don't have like specific jobs, I would say, but we kind of alternate, and she'll have me do the impressions sometimes, or she'll do the impressions. So it just kind of varies on the day and how we're feeling.
I try to train to facilitate a schedule instead of just like individual things that I want her to get done. I want her to be able to stop what she's doing and be like, okay, I know I need to set the rest of this, but I got water boiling. I need to have all my stuff done by 12 in order for us to go to lunch properly. To be able to like facilitate her whole day is the biggest thing.
Nice.
Yeah, you got to be able to pivot pretty quick in that sort of situation. Yes. I can only imagine.
Yeah, you never know what's coming in either. And then on top of corporate wanting you to do same day things, all impressions are like anybody who comes in is a same day impression, no questions asked. And then usually same day bite blocks, because bite blocks takes 5-10 minutes to make max.
Mm-hmm. So you guys go in there, do you take the impression?
Not supposed to. I do sometimes go in there and like help guide them and like teach them how to border mold and like the importance of capturing the post-paddle seal and things like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty blessed. I was able to train all my DAs and like do lunch and learns and sit them down, and all my DAs can tell me every step of a denture and why the retromold got needed or what happens when that post-paddle seal is not put in. Every single one of them can tell me, which I'm very thankful for, which honestly plays a role with everybody having a good fit, is the whole team making sure that they're assessing it.
Yep.
Well, if anything, that just makes your life a lot easier.
I always tell them it makes their job easier too, because I don't have to see the patient. When that denture falls out of the mouth because you didn't want to take a proper impression, you have to deal with it. Not me. You have to deal with it. So make sure you take a good impression.
So are you able to reject an impression?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the dynamic in Aspen very well. But...
I laughed because I'd be making them take it like 8 times.
Yeah. That was hell yeah.
Yeah, I think the record was, I want to say it was 11 times on one patient.
Yeah.
11 impressions?
Yeah, it was a bunch of bubbles. And my doctor hates custom trays, so I know that's your next question. He hates custom trays.
What?
Well, let me phrase that. Corporate hates custom trays. A lack of productivity.
Wow.
That is 11. I can't get over that. That's insane.
I'd say our average is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I will remake them take it until I have a complete border. No shame in my game.
Makes a lot of sense.
Well, I don't get denture money back here. I've been here 7 years and I've never had to give a denture money back ever.
Is it common that Aspens do, or?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's common. However, it is an option that is given to patients if they are not happy within 90 days.
Oh, okay.
To get the money back. But we really genuinely don't have much issues.
In 7 years not doing that, that's pretty impressive. I mean, even just in the lab aspect of it, you have to occasionally.
I'm do it right the first time type of person. I think that might be the military in me, but if you got the time to do it the second time, you have time to do it right the first time.
Yep. So when you guys get a patient that comes in, do you help them pick out the mold and what their teeth look like, and do you guys have a bunch of different teeth that you use?
Yeah.
Couple questions.
Yeah, so we have 2 big cabinets that have like 10 drawers each. I have so we do Z-Dent, which obviously aren't the best quality, and then we do classics. We used to do New Hue. They discontinued those, and we do portraits. Obviously the portrait being the top end that we offer here.
Yeah.
But we take into consideration if a patient comes in and they have a denture that they've had for 10 years, they just absolutely love it, I'll have them take a tabletop of it and I'll take that in consideration. Or when an immediate comes in, I'll have my DAs ask them, do you like your teeth? Is there anything that you wish you could change about your teeth? Or is there anything that you wish you could keep about your teeth? And you take that into consideration. I have brought my drawer out quite a few times just from somebody who was just, particularly picky, which is okay, but just making sure that they were happy and let them pick from the molds, especially with custom orders. I do tend to show them before I order it because it's like it takes 2 weeks to get here type of thing, Make sure you like it.
So when you say custom orders, what does that mean?
So we have a tooth cabinet in-house that we have A1, B1, and A2 that we keep on hand. And then we have 59, 62, and 66.
Gotcha.
If they decide to get any of the other like A3 or D1 or anything like that, those are custom orders.
Okay, I see.
How often do you think you have to custom? Percentage-wise, how often do you think you custom?
10%, and that's different everywhere. I get a lot of other labs that do a lot of bleaching shades.
Yeah.
We do tend to tell our patients that, these aren't in-house colors. You are more than welcome to pick them. However, do understand that, God forbid, you do drop it or a tooth does come out and you can't fix it. I do have to order that tooth, so it's very possible you could be without that tooth for, a week to 2 weeks until we could get it in. And then that usually strays them away from it. Not that I'm trying to stray them away from it by any means, but informing them, I would rather know and make that decision based off the knowledge that I received than decide blindly,
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. So those are customs. So normally, like you guys' turnaround time, if they were to come in on a Monday and you do the custom trays, you take the impression.
No custom trays. No custom trays.
Sorry. You take the impression. You do the bite blocks that day. So what is your turnaround for the denture normally? Like what's
we
fair?
try for our days to insert, meaning from the day they get their impressions to the day it gets inserted into their mouth. Our objective is to be under 20. Now, I get some people that travel to see me. Like I've had a few, I don't know if you guys see Faith. Faith traveled to see me. Ruthless and Toothless. She's on TikTok and Instagram. She has like 1 million followers or something like that.
Who is it?
Ruthless and Toothless. Her name's Faith. I just posted a video. Super young, pretty girl. She like smiles in the photo and like revealing the photo of her teeth, and then she like covers her mouth. And I don't know if you've seen it.
I think I might have, probably.
Oh, probably.
I had another patient 2 weeks ago just traveled to see me from Minnesota, and we got it to her in 2 days.
Wow.
So if they're willing to stay, I can get it done pretty quickly.
So they're finding you. How are they finding you when they said they're asking for you? They're obviously on Instagram and they're pulling
TikTok, to be honest with you, is I have, I think, like 420,000 on TikTok or something like that.
Damn.
That's the predominant one that they tend to see a lot more. And then my TikTok is linked to my Instagram, so then they usually hop into the Instagram and then DM me.
All right, I'll be honest, I don't do the TikTok.
I started on TikTok. I actually had no social media, no Facebook or nothing when I started. And so I went in blindly and just on a whim.
I don't have TikTok either.
I don't know. It just seems too hip for me. So what started this social media? I mean, what made you say, I'm just going to put this out there?
So every time a new person would be hired, which isn't very often actually here, but every time we would get a new employee here, they would come back into the lab and they would just like stand over my shoulder and just tell me how fascinating it is or how satisfying it is. Or they could just sit there and watch it all day. And I was like, I see those comments all the time on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let me monetize off of it. And I mean, hey, money's money. I ain't got no shame in my game. Money is money. And so I ended up making a video, and I remember my husband didn't laugh at me by any means, but he's like, you really think people are going to watch that? And I was like, I don't know.
Maybe.
And I think my third video got like 4 million views. Or something like that.
What was the first video? What was it?
Oh, God, it was so bad.
So I still have podcast.
I want to delete it, but like, I know I'm going to want it, like, in 5 years from now. Because keep in mind, I started social media 2 years ago, so that was only...
All this happened in 2 years?
Instagram happened in 2 months. That was ridiculous.
That is nuts to me. But anyhow, what was the first video?
It was an immediate. So, like, I just did, like, it was a terrible edit, too, might I add. Okay. But I did just, like, me taking the teeth off a model, and then I attempted to do a transition. It was not much of a transition. Into like all the teeth being gone off the model, so it's like an edentulous essentially now, and then another transition to me setting the teeth and then it being done. The first
and that was it.
Viral though was a night guard, me pouring up a night guard and trimming a night guard.
That's the viral video.
The first viral video I had, yeah.
So why? I don't get it. I really don't. I mean,
I genuinely don't either, to be 100% honest.
Really, it's fascinating because there's people out there that are doing hundreds of these things a month, and
I also get a lot of dental students that are in their like prosthodontist or not prosthodontist. They're why am I drawing a blank right now?
I don't know.
Prosthetic. Can't name my job. When they're like doing their prosthetics, they are struggling. You know how hard it is to do your first setup. It was like, oh, it looks easy. It's not.
No.
Newsflash, it is not.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of dental students or a lot of high schoolers that are intrigued, because in the United States, you don't have to go to school to be a dental technician. You can get on-the-job training. You do have to have a CDT in some states to own a lab. I know that's some of the criteria, but you can still work under a doctor's license in most states, if not all states.
So you have a lot of young people reaching out to you.
Yeah, I was a young technician in the region, or in the company for a hot minute too. But yeah, I get a lot of young people that are like interested in a career path. I also get there's a big denture community on TikTok. Like it's called #DentureGang. If you literally just
Denture Gang.
Yes.
Okay.
If you actually just go to that hashtag, there's millions, if not billions, of views on it of just people taking out their teeth and just like trying to normalize dentures. I mean, I don't want to normalize like poor oral hygiene, but it happens, Yeah. It happens, and we need to normalize. If you are in the situation that you need to get them, you shouldn't be judged for, making sure your mouth is healthy. Yeah.
It's just amazing to me that so many people were just viral into a night guard.
Yeah, it was some G-Eazy song. It didn't even match with it well at all. And then my first viral one on Instagram, it was me trimming a model.
Just pushing it into the...
I was horseshoeing it, I believe. And
okay.
It was... So you know how like when you do like an Instagram reel, it like will give you recommendation for music? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I ended up, it was like Panda. That I got, I got Bras on Land or something like that. Yeah. I think that's the term of it. But it like fit perfectly. But the song does not go with dental related, so half the comments were like, what the hell? Yeah. The song. And it got like 5 mil on Instagram, which that's a lot on Instagram.
Yeah. So do you do something like every day now or like weekly or like how often do you?
I post every other day, at least a video. I've noticed Instagram does not like if you don't post daily. I was getting 1,000 followers a day easily for like 3-4 weeks. And then I went on vacation. I didn't post for 2 days. And then I think I got like 6 followers the next day.
Oh, so they just leave. They're just like, see ya.
Well, I think they stopped pushing you to like your followers if you're not posting on a consistent manner.
Wow. That's pretty demanding.
I know.
So what do you do?
I got 2 kids.
How do you keep them interested? Like, all right, what am I going to post today? Or do you just take a case that you really like? Like, how do you figure out what you're going to do?
Yeah. I just grab a case and put my phone on a tripod. I videotape the whole thing. And then once I get my kids laid down, I give myself like 30 minutes of just like editing, which I'm going to mind you, I have no idea what I'm doing when I'm editing. Just editing.
That's so great.
I've actually had quite a few people on Instagram reach out to like offer to be my marketing manager, and they want like $4,000 a month. I'm like, y'all are out your damn mind.
Are they legit people, or
yeah,
they just
like they're legit.
Yeah?
Like I mean, I have some brand deals with like some bigger companies. Don't get me wrong, but like I've had some bigger companies try to like outreach for me to like offer to manage my social media, and I'm like, I'm barely making any money. I don't know, like what you think I'm making on it, but it ain't that much.
Yeah.
Doing this for fun.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do get a lot of free product, which is pretty clutch.
What does your doctor say about it? Does he know how popular you are, and is he into it?
Yeah, so I actually had, I guess somebody has beef with me. I'm not going to get onto that, but somebody has beef with me and reported me. We worked for the same company, and they reported me, and doctor like had to do a little sit down with me, and he was pretty much like, you know, she's respectful on there. She promotes like a positive attitude. She doesn't talk down on the company. She can do what she wants.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, he don't really care.
So somebody else in Aspen was kind of like, hey.
Jealous?
Jealous, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, they blocked me on Instagram too. So, which I have no idea why. Genuinely no idea why, because I was so nice to them.
That's what did it. You were nice.
Yeah. I would comment on how beautiful their work was. I've asked for tips and tricks with them. And they were just mean for no. I don't know. I'm not a really mean person for no reason, so I couldn't really justify why they were being mean.
Wow.
And Aspen itself is okay with this, obviously.
Yeah. So I've actually partnered with Aspen a few times. Life at Aspen have ran a few stories like they haven't ran them yet, but they're in the process of like marketing it.
Yeah.
I work with their social media team though.
Well, obviously, you're probably know more than they do. And companies have reached out to you, right?
Yeah, I've had ChemDet wax. I don't know if you've heard of them. Honestly, their wax is amazing. Like, it is not too hard, but not too soft. But it's soft enough to carve, but not too soft that the patient's going to bite and the teeth are going to go everywhere. And they've been sending me wax for free for 6 months now.
Yeah.
Honestly, 10 out of 10. I'm going to be sad the day I don't have that wax.
We like our new
Oh, I got some new duplicating material, too, from, his name was Scott. I have the tub in my Oh, it's right here. Just kidding. It's called Shake and Pour PDS Dental Supply.
Shake and Pour?
Oh, that's cool.
So it's hydro, like it's polyflex essentially, but instead of being at a solid state when you buy it, it's in a liquid state, and you add water, shake it, and pour it directly into your duplicating unit, cook it, and it's not clear per se, but it definitely has a translucent aspect to it, so you can actually see the teeth in it. You can see if a tooth shifted. It's
not like a dark blue.
It's amazing. And like it has less give than the hydro does, so like obviously less room for movement or shrinkage. It was so easy to use. I can't get over how easy it was.
And Aspen doesn't mind you using like non-Aspen approved materials?
I think they would mind if it was acrylic. You know what I mean? Like if the final product that they were doing at the end wasn't an IVA base or a Pro base, they probably would care. But just using the stone or the wax, I've never got kicked back on it. I guess I've never thought of it because I never altered the actual final product.
Yeah, because it's not like you're running your own lab and these free products are helping you out financially.
No, but I also get to make cute little keychains with the free stuff that I get, so they can't yell at me.
There you go. So would you do the little miniature?
Yeah, keychains.
Yeah.
I actually made a duplicate mold. I ordered this silicone stuff on Amazon where you mix the catalyst and the base together and it stays into a silicone base like for forever.
Yep.
And I set up a mini denture keychain and then made a mold of it. And so now I just have a mold and then I do just B1 acrylic. I don't even use teeth because it's obviously a waste of product.
Sure.
B1 acrylic, mix it, put it in the teeth, let it cure. And then I do the glitter because the glitter horse store, she sent me some glitter, which it's amazing glitter if y'all ever need glitter. And I just mix it.
Wow.
And do you sell these?
No. I've done like a few giveaways just for like people following me and content. I've obviously asked my doctor. He didn't mind either that I was using it because I would do it on my lunch.
That's great that they're so open for you to do all this. A lot of times you think Aspen, you think corporate.
Aspen's actually a really good company. Like
they are.
I know they get a lot of like backlash just because of like the few that are, not spectacular up to their likings, but you're going to have a bad company anywhere you go, regardless if it's healthcare or not. There's always going to be one bad apple that runs the bunch.
Yeah, of course.
They treat us well. I'm paid very well. I'm compensated. I'm paid for training. I get 5 weeks of vacation every year.
5 weeks?
I genuinely can't complain. It's a very good company to work for. And it's about your attitude, though, too, as well. Like, do you have a positive attitude going into things? Are you open to do same-day things? If you're automatically closed out, like I'm not doing anything out of my schedule, you're going to hate your life here.
Yeah. You agree to that, Amanda?
I sure do. Yeah, we do a lot of same-day wax rims and impressions, and I don't mind it, though. It keeps the day
so fast
going.
I was just talking to my coworker about that yesterday. Doing lab work when you're busy is the best experience. Like your days fly by. You're always in a good mood. Like you enjoy what you do. It's just the best I love what I do. Absolutely love it.
If I could just work in an office by myself, Amanda gets to stay.
Yeah.
But not have, and it's not so much the patience, because you can ask Amanda, I have patience. I have patience. Yeah, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Not much gets to me, like repetitive asking questions or asking the same question every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But when employees just have a bad attitude and they take that out on everybody else, that's what gets to me.
Yeah.
Like you had a bad day at home, you don't get to come here and be mean too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's it like dealing with the patients? Are the patients pretty cool for the most part? Are they demanding? Are they understanding? Or is it kind of like a mix of everything?
Yeah, you have, don't get me wrong, you're going to have, the patients that are super particular anywhere you go. I would say with our office, so my office manager is actually the godmother to my kids. And like I met her here. Like we're a very close-knit. When I say family, I know it's like a cliche thing to say, but like we genuinely do care about all of us here. So our communication is top notch. When a patient comes in, they have proper expectations. They know what's going to happen from the second they walk in the door. When they see the DA that takes the x-rays, the DA informs them what's next. And then the hygienist will come in. The hygienist will inform them every single detail that's next. And the doctor will come in and reiterate everything that we just said. So there's just proper expectations that are set, which I do believe help tremendously with, ensuring that the patients are happy, have proper expectations, and, the final product is what they thought they were going to get from the information like we've given them throughout the appointment, if that kind of makes sense.
So you guys get to meet every single patient and work on them every single patient?
No, not every single patient. Okay. It's usually either the really good or not necessarily the really bad, but the difficult cases.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
The ones that need the help.
Yeah, so we do a lot of implants too, and we do everything in lab. Like we don't do any chairside conversions. We used to, but we don't do any chairside conversions anymore. So that's taken a brunt of me going out quite often, out of me having to leave the lab just because all of it's in lab now.
Gotcha.
So you used to do conversions outside of the Aspen building?
No. So what I mean, so I don't have to come out of the lab. So we do everything in direct manner now instead of the direct. So I don't have to come out because I would help doctor do all the chairside loads. I'd help him put the vent hole in, ensuring that's completely passive.
Yeah.
And, do the final grinding afterwards, fill any little voids that didn't get captured. So I was doing that all same day, not scheduled.
Oh,
not
that's
scheduled?
A lot.
They got scheduled. I didn't get time for it. I just figured out on top of my full schedule. So once we went to the point that we were able to do the impression copings, get the analogs, do everything in the lab, it cut down tremendously of how many times I had to leave the lab.
Wow.
Do they place implants at that Aspen?
They do. So we have an oral surgeon that comes to place implants. However, that's every other Aspen will get, the oral surgeon that does it. Our oral surgeon, he's not even an oral surgeon. He's a general doctor, but he does implants as well. He just doesn't do sedation.
Okay.
Is actually my doctor's best friend. We went to dental school together. So he comes in whenever we need him, which is really nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
So if we get 10 implants that come in, we'll schedule them all on the same day. He'll come knock all of them out and
wow.
Do the rest.
I tell you what, you guys are doing a ton of implants. My company in Tampa, we are a huge Aspen client. They're one of our largest clients, and you guys are just killing it. Doing so many implants. It's super impressive. They just took that on as something that they wanted to achieve, and I swear to God, they're up freaking 80%. Like, it's just nuts.
Aspen has, I know they have a bad name in the sense of like a patient's perspective, but from an employee's perspective, there's a lot of training out there. There's a lot of opportunity, like a lot of opportunity. If you want to succeed in this company, you will. There's so many jobs out there. There's so much room for improvement. There's so many CE courses you can take that are free. Like Aspen, if I want to go get my CDT, as long as I pay for it, Aspen reimburses me 120%.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they pretty much pay you to go get it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a huge perk.
It genuinely, they treat us well. I don't have a single complaint.
I would agree. Do
you have any aspirations to get your CDT?
I did, and then I asked my RM if I get a raise, and she said no, so what's the point? I mean, genuinely speaking, what's the point?
Well, you do it for yourself, but I get you.
Maybe one day.
So you mentioned implants. Do you do any bars, or is it all locator?
We've done a few bars, not very much. We do majority locators.
Mostly locators? Mm-hmm. Did you teach yourself that, or does Aspen teach you?
I trained myself, but there are a lot of options for people who had the opportunity to learn, yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What's Aspen's go-to? Is it chairside pickup of the attachments, or do you usually pick them up on a model?
I chairside pickup.
And do you do it?
Not supposed to. I help.
Wink, wink. Yes, you help. You assist.
I help.
That's cool.
Well, actually, after the pandemic, the lab techs used to be paid by ADMI, which is Aspen Dental. After the pandemic happened, once like the PPP loans and everything came out, and they had to have like a certain amount of employees to be on that loan, they were able to put us all on that loan. So I don't know the legality portion now, because technically I am paid by doctor and I am under a doctor's license. So I would be under the same criteria as a DA taking a preliminary impression. Let me mind you, a preliminary impression.
Interesting.
Are either one of you two interested in learning any of the printed dentures?
Oh, for sure. I think knowledge is amazing. I think I should learn everything.
Why not? We can take our knowledge elsewhere if, God forbid, we need to.
So you would be able to, like, if you guys got into that together, do you think that you would eventually, like, get a printer in the office?
So eventually, I'm pretty sure in the next year we should be digital entirely. I think they're keeping analog for implants. I think that's from my understanding. I'm not entirely sure if they're 100% going to, but I'm sure we will have a printer within the next year. Yeah. I know Maryville, Indiana is already doing all of it, like printed completely.
And they like it?
I haven't really got much feedback, to be 100% honest with you. The lab tech there, she's really nice. She's just really quiet, so I don't really get a lot of feedback.
Elvis and I hear both. We hear the good and we hear the bad. So it's kind of like a mix. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't think digital's there yet.
Yeah.
No, I think we still have a lot of kinks to work out before I'm happy with the product I'm giving to somebody.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Has any of you done a denture digitally?
No.
Not yet.
Because I know they have a pretty big Aspen training facility close to you, right? Up in Chicago?
In Chicago, yeah. I've been yelling at my regional. I'm ready.
Yeah, why aren't you just shooting up there and doing a few? I think I've heard from other ones.
You just got to wait for an invite because they put you in a hotel. Aspen, let me tell you, Aspen treats when they fly people out and they put you through training. Like I went to the Aspies one year. They kept us in the Ritz-Carlton. So nice.
What? Nice.
So nice.
That's cool.
We had a private concert from DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. I've heard that as well. They had a big shindig down here in Miami. I think it was a leadership conference.
Back to Miami.
And there was just everybody loved it.
Shaq DJ'd for them.
DJ Diesel.
Cool. Yeah, see, that's top notch. I think that's great.
Shaq, the basketball guy?
Yes. Yeah. His name is DJ Diesel.
I had no idea. There you go.
I didn't know either until I seen him, and I was like, what is he doing at a dental convention?
He's been at festivals like Lost Lands and stuff.
One year I thought they were going to have Post Malone. Bob Fontana posted a photo with him 3 days before the Aspies. And then DJ Khaled walked out. I was like, I'm not complaining, but damn.
So what is that, their yearly meeting called the Aspies?
Yep, they have a yearly party for the doctors and the regional.
And everybody gets to go, or just the doctors?
Or just the doctors. We were able to go. Our office won a contest out of all 1,000 offices, so we were able to go in.
Oh, that's neat. Really? How the heck did you win a contest? Like, what's it for?
We're competitive.
We are.
We're very competitive in this office. It was something about touchdowns. Whoever can get like more yes to today and more like positive like reviews from patients, essentially.
Wow.
Like won. So like we had like the top reviews in the nation. So we won.
Nice. Who knew? An hour south of Chicago, the best Aspen in the whole country.
Funny thing about that is when I first started here, before Dr. Stratus bought the practice, I worked for non-POPs, so like just general dentists who were filling in. Mm-hmm. It was about to close. Like we were not making budget. It was terrible. And then Dr. Stratus ended up buying it, and we ended up turning around to being like one of the best. So we went from like literally being one of the worst Aspens in the company to being one of the best Aspens in the company.
Oh, good for you guys. That's freaking fantastic.
All because of the technician?
Sometimes.
Teamwork.
How does an Aspen turn around? Is it just good leadership, or?
So the doctor ended up buying the practice, and a lot changes once you have like a POP. Somebody who owns the practice has a lot more say-so than somebody
skin in the game. Yep.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but having a proper relationship with a doctor goes a long way.
It really does. Yep.
Even if it's not an in-office technician, I mean, even labs that are not in with a doctor, having a relationship is everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just lucky enough that every time, like if we have any issues, like if I see that one of my DAs is slipping on impressions, I'll tell my doctor will buy pizza and we will work through our lunch and we will take impressions over and over until you get it right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That countless times with bite blocks, with functional wax tries, making sure that when the DA walks in and they put that wax try in, check that posterior for an open bite. You know what I mean? Check little things, assessing a slide, or making sure that there's no midline deviation from a centric relation being off. They can tell me each little thing like that, which is a godsend.
I hear a lot with Aspen. There's a lot of turnover. Do you have that at your location? Do you have to constantly train?
No, I think so. The newest employee we have now just started, I think, a month ago. Mm-hmm. But before that, it's, I think, a year. I think our shortest employee's time was a year. And then before that, 3 years.
Yeah, because Sam's been here for a year. And we only had to hire someone because one of our employees, she got a position elsewhere. And she decided to leave the company.
It was more money.
It was better for her life, personally.
Yeah.
I'm just very thankful we don't have turnover. That'll kill an office.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys work Monday through Friday, or do you have a half day Friday, or do you work all day?
Friday we're off at 1 every Friday.
And what about Saturdays? Because some offices are open on Saturdays, aren't they?
The lab doesn't work Saturdays.
Oh,
so
good for you.
The office works one Saturday a month, and it's from 8 to 12. But they also alternate. So like the office manager will switch with the assistant office manager, so everybody only has to work one Saturday every other month.
Wow. That's pretty fair.
It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. The lab's pretty clutch. Like when, let's say for instance, I have just 5 easy cases for my day, and I get them all done, and I'm done at 3 p.m. If I want to leave, I can leave. It's pretty nice. I mean, I'm not paid obviously, but
it's the same way here. Like I was telling Elvis, like when I'm done with my cases at 4:30 or 4, it's like I'll either try to help somebody else or cross train or do something. But if I wanted to leave, I could leave. Which I love.
It's pretty nice. I can't complain.
Because you got to have a life.
Yeah, I got 2 kids. And I live 30-40 minutes south of where I work. I can't be.
Oh, you really live in the middle of Illinois.
I live in a town of 200.
Oh, my God. Really? That's crazy.
235 to be exact.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
I can't complain. I like living in the country. I can ride my dirt bikes, be loud, and not get in trouble. It's pretty nice.
Nice. So with all the followers you have on TikTok and Instagram, how often do they try to get you to do their work?
Every day. All day.
Every day? Do you get a lot of doctors DMing you saying, hey?
All day.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I always make the joke that I could just go find like a lab and be like, hey, I'll bring you 100 doctors right now if you give me a job.
Wow.
What's stopping you?
I just started my Instagram and I already have people messaging me about random tools and stuff we use.
What's stopping me? That's a big jump. I'm not that big of a risk taker. I'm a pretty comfortable person. My aspirations, don't get me wrong, if I could right now today have enough money to do what I wanted, my dream job in the sense of dental related would be to take a closed-in trailer, pop a lab in it, and just travel the United States, go to dentist office to dentist office, and be like, hey, I got an on-site lab in the parking lot. You got any dental work you need me to get done? And just travel. I literally my dream job. You could just travel the United States, do a little bit of work, travel, do a little bit of work.
We've talked to a few technicians that do it out of vans.
Yes, we have.
And I have an enclosed trailer. I could do it too.
That's cool.
I don't want to uproot my children's life.
That's what I was going to say. That'd be tough.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah, but what do you got? 12 years, 18 years, and they're out, and then you're...
Then you can do it.
Then you do whatever you want.
I'm hoping I make it rich and I ain't got to work by then, man. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Well, good thing gambling's legal in Illinois.
Or be a teacher. I would love to be able. I always say that it'd be awesome to open a nonprofit where you can open up a dental lab and then have people pay you tuition to learn from you, but that tuition pays for people who can't afford dentures to come in to get the dentures.
Yeah.
And you can practice on people. It's a win-win. I think that would be amazing. That's the second dream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's much needed in our industry.
I think it would honestly be amazing. You kill two birds with one stone. You actually get to teach somebody properly, give somebody a career while also making money and giving back to people who can't afford it.
Yep. I love that. That's why we do what we do.
That's a great idea. I wonder why Aspen doesn't do something like that
right.
to get more technicians. I mean,
I know. I always make the joke that I just need to find a rich doctor that believes in me.
I know quite a few labs have opened that way.
Yep.
I just think it would. Yeah, I know. I have a GoFundMe, and I'm just nonchalantly waiting for a doctor to drop 20 G's on me.
You have a GoFundMe?
Yeah, it's not doing.
To open a lab?
Yeah, it's not doing too good. I won't ask people to donate. I'm weird. I'll open it and put it in my link tree, but you ain't gonna catch ass being hey, donate to my GoFundMe.
Yeah.
So you started a GoFundMe not to help somebody in need, but to open a lab.
Yeah, I ain't got no shame in my game. Maybe one day.
There you go. I get, it doesn't hurt to ask.
I also put in there that if I do ever make my goal and get to open, I would give back 10 smiles. Not that I can gift a smile to somebody, but if they could find a dentist that would do a pro bono case, I would offer 10 dentists a pro bono in the sense that I would not charge them for the denture being fabricated.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. I like doing stuff like that too. It's so important.
How many times do you get asked by technicians about help with technique or how you do something?
Quite often. I get a lot of people that I do daily, if not every other day, daily lives on TikTok. And I do get a lot of technicians on there that'll watch me do things and then ask me, hey, what tool is that? Or how do you get a nice 45-degree carving? Things like that. Probably daily, to be honest with you.
What is that, a live TikTok where people can ask questions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not on it, so I don't know the terms.
Same thing, Instagram. Live.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah, so it's live, and because I've seen your Instagram live, and honestly, every time I turn it on, it's you polishing a denture. And I'm like, why are there hundreds of people watching this? I don't get it.
Hop on TikTok. There's thousands of people watching it.
Yeah.
That is just insane to me. I mean, good for you, and congratulations.
I don't understand it either. I remember one time I was polishing a denture, as you say that, and I look up and there was 15,000 people watching me, and I was like,
that's so crazy.
I was like, I'm gonna turn it off.
Hey man, maybe you're gonna inspire future technicians. Seriously.
I've actually had probably at least at the minimum 15 people message me saying that they see me, they applied for the dental lab trainee position with Aspen and they got it, and they're in the company.
That's awesome. See,
that's fantastic. If anything comes out of all this, that is probably, in my opinion, one of the best.
Yep.
We need technicians, and we need technicians that care. You can do a denture all day, but if you genuinely don't care about the quality that you're putting out, what's the point of making a denture?
Exactly.
Amen.
Well said.
Obviously, Amanda, you were inspired, right?
Yes. Just being a dental assistant, I did, like she said, I did a lot of the overflow, the denture stuff, the impressions, and I got to see a lot of the steps, and I just kind of wanted to know the other side of making the dentures. I wanted to be able to give someone a smile and maybe make dentures for a few of my family members even that need to get their teeth fixed. And yeah, I'm glad to be where I'm at. I never thought I'd be here, and I'm finally here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys are doing some great stuff, man.
Congratulations.
You guys, I'm terrible at that.
Yeah,
honestly, you're fine. I'm just as bad.
Yep.
Y'all do some great things.
Florida speak for you.
So what's next? Just going to keep working the Aspen scene, training as much as you can, inspiring people to come in?
I'm hoping in the next year that I work from home on the digital aspect, to be 100% honest with you.
Yep.
That would be the goal. I mean, I love what I do, but I like my family more. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I do like working. Like, I would love to work from home, be able to be home with my kids every day, be the one picking up from school every day.
So the idea is you're going to just do digital design from home.
And training.
Mm-hmm.
So like
training.
I would help with, once I learn the digital aspect, help with training new individuals that are learning it. And then maintaining quality, because you still have to ensure that the scans are proper. You still have to make sure that, everything that you're receiving from the operatory is to par in order to fabricate a good appliance.
Yep.
Is that Aspen's model for digital, is to have like centralized designers?
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty nice.
We have LT1, which is trainee, LT2, which is floating. And what floating means is after you graduate, you have to float to, I think it's 9 weeks. You have to float to different offices in your region that need help. So you can like pick up techniques from other technicians as well, not just your trainer. And then after floating, you graduate and then you get placed. So the LT3 is after you get placed into your own lab, then you're an LT3. And then an LT4 is to get an LT4, you have to set up a case, send your case to your district manager or your pod leader in our sense. And then we would judge it, make sure everything's to par, pass the assessment, and then you would be promoted to LT4, and then you would be a trainer. So essentially, the only people who are going to be digital designing are those LT4s.
That's cool how they have that.
It's nice to know, especially offices that probably suffer a little bit more in the cosmetic route or functionality route of their technician maybe just isn't as experienced. I think they're going to benefit a lot from it.
Yeah.
Now, those who have good experience and do beautiful work, I do think it's going to be a huge step back until we can get comfortable with it again.
Yeah. Easy.
So I know I'm going to miss festooning. I know I will.
Sure.
I do like
It's so easy.
It's satisfying.
It is satisfying. I've even done it. A little stipple here, a stipple there.
A little toothbrush tap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Soothing.
You'll find satisfaction somewhere else.
Oh, I'm sure.
Always.
And sitting on my couch.
Well, Tiffany, Amanda, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, talking to us all about Aspen life.
Yeah.
We don't get enough exposure to it on the podcast, and thank you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for
giving us an opportunity to talk on behalf of Aspen, because it genuinely is a great company to work for.
Yep, I agree.
Before we leave, so you can have the 20 more listeners follow you, how do they follow you?
So on Instagram, my handle is denture.tech4, and then on TikTok, it's just denture.tech.
Okay. And Amanda, let's get you up there.
I'm just on Instagram, and it's _Amanda.
Sweet.
Man, it's Amanda.
Yep. Man.
I love it. Everybody go follow this. You'll see polishing of dentures all day long.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having us. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. Two dynamic teams have joined forces to rock the intraoral scanning world. Whitmix has added the 3-Shape Trios line of scanners to its line of digital solutions for the dental office. Together, this dynamic duo can get your dentist scanning, providing you the reliable scans you need for your lab work. If you're interested in learning more about helping your dentist, head over to tinyurl.com/WhitmixTrios. That's TRIOS. Again, that's the word tiny, url.com/WhitmixTrios. And as always, we appreciate your support of the podcast, Whitmix.
Thank you so much, Tiffany and Amanda, for coming on our podcast to talk about all about life at Aspen. It's pretty amazing the reach we have as technicians when we just put it out there in the world for people to see. I mean, I can tell you if a post has over 12.9 million views, there are a lot more than just dental technicians watching that. We are proud of anyone getting our industry known by just showcasing what we do. Super cool. And, of course, we encourage everybody to check out the two guests on their social media accounts and then post your own. Maybe someday we don't need to be the hidden industry we are known to be. We don't get enough guests on the podcast from Aspen Group, and we encourage, if you have something cool going on, we want to hear from you, more of you. So look for us on our social media, which is not nearly as many followers as our guests, and send us a message. We would love to hear from you. Happy Halloween!
Awesome. That's all we got from you. We will talk to you next week. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Yep. What's happening? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.